In the small town of Ravenswood, nestled deep in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, there stood an imposing mansion known as Blackwood Manor. The mansion had long been abandoned, its halls echoing with the whispers of the past and the untold secrets of its former occupants. Local legends spoke of hauntings and paranormal activity within its walls, and many superstitious townsfolk avoid it at all costs. However, a group of paranormal investigators known as the Ghost Hunters Society had heard the rumors and saw an opportunity to investigate the mansion for themselves. The team consisted of 5 members: Alex, the fearless leader; Sarah, the tech expert; Mark, the skeptic; Emily, the empath; and Jack, the medium. Armed with their equipment and a healthy dose of skepticism, they ventured into the darkened halls of Blackwood Manor on a stormy autumn night. As they entered the mansion, the air grew heavy with a sense of foreboding. The team made their way through the labyrinthine corridors, their flashlights casting eerie shadows on the walls. Emily shivered, feeling the weight of unseen eyes upon her. Mark scoffed, dismissing her fears as mere superstition. But as they delved deeper into the mansion, strange things began to happen. Doors slammed shut behind them, candles flickered and extinguished themselves, and whispers echoed through the empty halls. Sarah's equipment began to malfunction, the screens on her cameras and EVP recorders flickering with static. "I don't like this," she muttered, her voice quivering. "We need to stick together," Alex said firmly, his hand gripping his flashlight tightly. "We can't let fear get the best of us." Jack, the medium, closed his eyes and reached out with his senses, trying to feel the presence of any spirits that may be lingering in the mansion. Suddenly, he gasped and stumbled backwards, his face drained of color. "There's something here," he whispered, his voice barely audible. "Something malevolent." As the team pressed on, the line between the living and the dead began to blur. They began to see glimpses of shadowy figures out of the corners of their eyes, hear the whispers of long-dead voices in the silence of the night. Emily's empathic abilities were overwhelmed by the wave of emotions that wash over her. Fear, anger, sorrow. "We need to get out of here," she gasped, her eyes wide with terror. But as they tried to retrace their steps, they found themselves trapped within the mansion. The doors that had been open moments before were now sealed shut, the windows barred with heavy iron bars. Panic began to set in as the team realized they were not alone in Blackwood Manor. The spirits of the mansion's former residents began to manifest, their ghostly forms flickering in and out of existence. They moaned and wailed, their faces twisted with torment. Some reached out with desperate hands, grabbing at the team's clothing and hair. "We have to find a way to appease them," Jack said, his voice shaky. "They're trapped here just like us." The team raced against time, trying to uncover the dark secrets of Blackwood Manor and bring peace to the restless spirits that haunted its halls. They discovered hidden passageways and forgotten rooms, each one revealing a new piece of the mansion's tragic history. As they unearthed the truth, the spirits grew more agitated, their cries growing louder and more insistent. The team's resolve was tested as they faced terrifying manifestations and physical attacks, each one drawing them closer to the brink of madness. But in the end, it was Emily who made the ultimate sacrifice, using her empathic abilities. She connected with the spirits on a deeper level, feeling their pain and sorrow as if it were her own. With tears streaming down her face, she whispered words of comfort and peace, guiding the spirits towards the light. And as the first rays of dawn broke through the windows of Blackwood Manor, the team felt a sense of peace settle over the mansion. The spirits had finally found release, their anguished cries fading into the distance. As they made their way out of the mansion, exhausted and shaken, but alive, the team knew they would never forget their harrowing night at Blackwood Manor. The line between the living and the dead had blurred, but in the end they had emerged stronger for having faced the darkness head-on. And so the legend of Blackwood Manor lived on, a cautionary tale for those who dared to tread its haunted halls. The Ghost Hunters Society had faced their fears and survived, but the memory of that fateful night would always linger in the back of their minds, a reminder of the thin veil that separates the living from the dead.